Hello, welcome to Ask Dr. Monica, a space dedicated for whoever feels the call to use your daily life as your spiritual practice. Every experience that we go through, we can engage from very different places, from your ego self, fearful, unconscious, ignorant self that is the one that is awakening, okay? And that will interpret everything mentally with the conditioning that we are in, blah, blah, blah. Or you can start to learn how to engage from whatever experience you are going through from a higher perspective. And that is the inspiration and invitation that I want to give to you. The episode of today is dedicated to celebrate together, you and I, the winter solstice and what that means. The winter solstice just celebrates or acknowledges or highlights here the shortest day of the year, meaning the longest night. And what that means in our own understanding about life is like from the divine feminine you're going to understand, not only intellectually, that maybe can open a little bit the space, but you're going to understand deeply in your body, okay, the cycle of life. And we go through many cycles, from birth to maturity to death. All of us, we are going to face that cycles, sooner or later. We go through the cycle of day and night. We go to the cycle of our moon, women that we experience our moon, or even if you're menopausic, you can connect with the moon, but it has a meaning, there is a cycle and there is different expressions and wisdom in the different stages of the cycle. And curiously enough, the solstice, the winter solstice, that is the longest night, invite us to really check in our comfort, how comfortable we are with our darkness, with our shadow, with the part of us that is not conscious yet, that is, waiting for you to meet, if you want, that aspect. So Mother Earth, Mother Nature, if you want, feels very comfortable with the winter, when all the aliveness and is all inwards, that will be the trees losing the leaves, and going inwards and resting into the silence of the darkness, in quotes, okay? And then, allowing the process of regeneration to happen so you can come out as a new tree, maybe it's the same tree, but it's new aspect of that tree, new leaves, new flowers, everything is fresh and new. And the entire year for us, human beings, we can learn from this wisdom that we experience through the cycle. So the big learning and the celebration that I want to do today is as a woman, if you're a woman, or as a man, your divine feminine essence or frequency, okay, knows that wisdom of how to face the darkness and how to be equally comfortable in the darkness and in the light. I understand that in our culture, okay, we celebrate 10 times more, if you want, the light and the busyness of life and always doing things, right? And we miss a big aspect of life that is about being, about experiencing life. And yes, the way that we experience life is by slowing down. So instead of doing, active all the time, slowing down and be curious about your experience. What it is that I am experiencing at this very moment. What it is that you are experiencing at this very moment. And to start to build an intimate relationship with yourself, okay, that allows you not only to be with you, but to also love you when you are in these dark aspects of yourself. It's like you start to develop the capacity of loving the different aspects of you, that you start to become aware of them. So you are aware of this aspect, meaning that the awareness that you are, the light that you are, okay, can illuminate these aspects. So when you engage from the divine feminine, that is pure compassion and understanding of the human suffering and the human conditioning, and to really accept, if you want, the ups and downs of life, that is, life, it's not like a straight line, you know, the same. It's really up and down and cyclic, you know. There is a moments of death, some aspect of us dies, you know, because a new one is going to come up and regenerated, and a different expression of you being you, but it's a different expression. So I want to celebrate this winter solstice by expressing to you the goddess Inanna. There is a goddess in our mythology, you want, like before the times of the Greek goddesses or anything like that, you know, like was really expressing the power that the feminine has, you know, like from her own wisdom, you know, like to really understand deeply in your heart, you know, that you choose to do the descent. The goddess Inanna is the one that goes to the underworld, you know, wants to help her sister that is in huge pain. I don't know how many of you can see someone or the world in pain, okay? And she's willing to go and support her sister that is in the underworld by consoling her, feeling her, and you know, comforting her. And the sister that is in such a pain, how many times that can happen in our lives, you know, cannot handle, you know, this queen coming to the underworld to help her and kill her. So she arrives to the underworld, and the first thing, besides letting go all the, you know, the attachments, I mean, the descent of Inanna is a huge initiation. I hope one day I can invite you to a workshop that I'm very willing to do again. I did many of them, and it's a very powerful initiation for a woman. Then you arrive to the underworld and you face the biggest fear that we have when we are identified with this physical body. And that fear is the fear of death. And she has the courage to die, okay, in the underworld. She was like there in the underworld for 3 days and 3 nights. It's a little bit like the story of Jesus when he dies on the cross and goes to, you know, to be after 3 days and 3 nights resurrected. Same thing with Inanna, same kind of mythology. There is 3 days and 3 nights where you face the shadows, the fears, all the conditioning, so you can transcend that world of illusion and to really shine and come out through your light body, through your light being, through your true nature, okay? So it's not about denying our physicality or humanness, it's about having the courage to face, okay, all these shadows and all the limitation with your awareness, with your light. So I love to say, you know, like in this time of the year is a wonderful moment for you to recognize if you need to grow in this direction of being powerful enough and comfortable enough that you can do your descents, your unique descents to the darkness, to the shadows of yourself with your light on, with your heart open, with the permission, with the enough presence that you can offer acceptance and love to these shadows so they can be released, and then you can come out from that descent, that winter or that new moon, okay, you can come out much more alive, regenerated and fulfilled, because you allow the process of life. And you know, that capacity is a capacity that you have. So this is something that I wanted to celebrate with you, that we have that capacity inside. We are that wisdom of knowing how to embrace everything, because you are made of love, and love is oneness with everything. So love is the opposite to judgment and separation, you know. Love is yes in the moment. Now, it's not a yes outside you, even though that can be an extension. It's a yes inside you. It's a yes of what is here. And when you practice that, you can also say a yes, an extension of a yes to whatever appears in the world, okay? But the important of today, I would like to just transmit to you, you know, this power that you already have at the core of yourself, and you find that core of yourself in your heart. So it's a matter of practicing, you know, to close your eyes. That's something I do because it makes easier my inner journey, you know, but to close my eyes, to focus on my breath, and then to, supported by my breath, disconnect from the outside world, from the past, from the future, come down to my heart, experience my breath, my heartbeat. I can even feel right now pulsation in my entire body. whatever is your experience, and relaxing, relax right there. And if you do that often, especially when you feel good, let's say, will be easier for you to do the same thing when you feel down, when you feel contracted, when you feel afraid, powerless, repulsive, despair. You know, there is so many emotions that we don't know how to experience freely, that we deny, we put in the underworld, and at one point we are going to go to the underworld, and I hope that this time we can go with our own light, like a queen, like the goddess Inanna. So I invite you to be very gentle with you, to notice that these are the shortest days of the year, teaching you how to make peace with the darkness, okay? And then to be open already to sense that the 21st, after the 21st, life starts to push up again. So the days start to be longer, meaning that life force start to pull up, even if we are in some countries under the snow, you know, or the winter is totally there, the life force start to push, and that movement will end up into spring for sure, and then summer, and then fall, and then winter. So I invite you to, you know, enjoy the cyclic, like in our menstruation too, you know, we have moments of extroversion, you know, after the menstruation, you are on, you know, in ovulation, you can be a little more receptive, you know, and then in the preparing for the menstruation, you get, you know, more sensitive, more vulnerable. Life is pushing you to go inwards, you know, to stay with you, to allow that cycle. That cycle is teaching you something by itself, just by experiencing it. So that's my invitation. And another thing that I wanted to say is that if for whatever reason you listen to this video after the solstice, you know, the time of December that we are right now, it's okay too. Only because what I said, you know, like the solstice is, yes, a big cycle of Mother Earth, you know, all of us collectively, we go through that. And but at the same time, you know, like this cycle happens every day. Every moment that you have a contraction, you have the opportunity to stop, to do your descent, to go to the dark side if you want, and then allow the melting of the shadows, because in the presence of the light, whatever is no light will disappear by itself. But even if I tell you this, I don't want you to believe it mentally, okay? I want you to discover it. And yes, maybe for that you need, you know, a coach like me. I don't know, not that I'm selling myself here, but yes, it's not something that boom appears like this. You know, you can have support, and not only my hand, that I will love, of course, to give you my hand if you resonate with me, you know, like to really to do these descents with grace, you know, and the consciousness that is needed is easier at the beginning when you are with someone than when you are alone. But life is teaching you. This is going to happen. You are going to be very, very comfortable in all the aspects, in the same comfort in the darkness than in the light. Then is when you know that you are in balance, and that you don't resist, you don't separate yourself, you don't push anything away, and whatever is not will melt by itself. Especially if you are in love to the light, passionate about who you truly are. And that's what I would like to end the conversation today together here. Notice inside yourself how much you know who you truly are. And if you know who you truly are, how much devotion you have for your true self, for your true nature. And if you don't know who you truly are, I do invite you, and I mean it, okay? Register for a free exploration session with me so you can touch it, you can sense it. That doesn't mean that, you know, you don't have to do anything later, but you can sense it. And if that resonates with you, you know, at the end of every session that I do with my clients, you know, we touch our true nature. You surrender to it, and it is simple. Maybe it's not easy in the beginning because we are so busy mentally, controlling and afraid at the end, but when a good support and a nice environment, is super easy to let go of that and to really be focused on what is really going on as an experience, not what I'm thinking about it, what is really going on. So again, if you need support, don't doubt in asking for a free exploration session, so you can check, you can have the experience, and you can check if this is for you. okay, and enjoy the journey much more, you know, than if you are by yourself, fighting with yourself and escaping denial and putting more density into your subconscious mind. Okay, well, this is the Ask Dr. Monica for today. I do want to know what it is that you look for, in the sense that send me your questions, your comments, yeah, whatever it is that you would like, any situation that you would like to see differently, okay, that how do I see this, you know, from a higher perspective? What do I do with this conflict? What do I do with this limitation? You know, send me an email to ask@drmonica.com, DOCTOR Monica.com, and I will respond to you personally. And of course, I wish you a wonderful winter solstice, and I hope that you can listen to this video again and again to become familiar with the journey of our human being, our human side here, that is like Mother Earth goes through cycles, and when we make peace with all of them, we can enjoy life much more. And when we are in total devotion to our true nature, that true nature is the one leading your life. I love you. Thank you.